The unspoken has been spoken. It is difficult at this juncture not to believe that the EU is in decline and has suffered a major political as well as psychological blow. Moments like this really do help to clarify who the enemy is and who the revolutionary forces are.
The British establishment. Look, the British ruling class is one of the most experienced, one of the most cunning, one of the most dishonest and one of the most ruthless in the world. That's the whole history of the British ruling class, and of course I don't need to tell any audience in any meeting in Ireland about that reality. And so they did not expect to lose the vote on June the 23rd. That's the only reason the vote was ever held. They didn't say, I'm going to go out and vote against monopoly capitalism, or I'm going to go out and vote against neoliberalism. But they know when they're being screwed. They know when there's gross inequality. They know when their wages and pensions and benefits are being held down.
It is clear that the Irish government has as much to say at the European negotiating table as we have. Absolutely none. Absolutely none.
However, what has happened since the Brexit vote is it has become a topic of political discussion in Britain. What are the implications of this for Ireland? What I suspect will happen is that with Britain outside the EU and the Irish Republic inside, is that the economic border will shift in the way that the security border has actually shifted, which, as Eugene has indicated, will be to the ports and airports of Northern Ireland.
A new direction for Ireland, a new where it is, and that's not included, and that doesn't include control by the British, it doesn't include control by the European Union, nor does it mean the control by the United States. It's about a sovereign people making sovereign decisions through sovereign institutions that they have created themselves.
You don't combat neoliberalism outside the European Union by wanting to go back to neoliberalism inside the European Union.
Every nation, every state has the right to control its borders. I respect and I defend the right of Cuba to defend its borders. A lot of people come in or out of it. I absolutely respect and defend that right. And I still think that is a right that applies here today. I think the problem with the left is that they use these issues to silence people. The Liberals use it to silence critics, to prevent criticism, to prevent an understanding, or to prevent analysis.
Racism. On the contrary, again, as Lenin argued, state monopoly capitalism was the immediate preparation, the final rung in the ladder and the immediate preparation for socialism. And even under capitalism, we argue for the greatest amount of control and planning as is possible over the capitalist market and the capitalist monopolies. And you can't argue for planning and control of capital and investment and trade, while at the same time saying, well, as far as people and labour is concerned, let it all rip, let the market decide. And said the problem is not the migrant workers, the problem is the employers, and our answer to the problem is equal terms and conditions for all, not the super exploitation of migrant workers.
And the basic lesson of life is that imperialism does not have friends, imperialism only has interests.
Is there any prospect of England leaving the United Kingdom before anybody else gets a chance?
Okay, yeah. The Danish party, the Irish party, the party in Britain and some of the other communist parties are also very clear. Not only are we against the European Union, we would like to see our countries out of the European Union.